We all saw the Grammys and remember that moment where that Jelly Roll motherfucker accepted his speech? Powerful speech, right? Holding the Bible up in his hand and talking about what the Lord has done for him, how the Lord has changed him. And later when he was asked about, yeah, but what about the atrocities in the world? All of a sudden he was, well, I'm just a dumb old redneck. I keep my political views to myself. I remember profoundly in that moment, I went, I don't know much about that, but that full of shit. Oh. And all the shit is coming out in the press. Never trust a person who will speak passionately and in great detail about love. But when it's time to speak against hate, they ain't got shit to say. Fuck them niggas.
I know they're going to try to kick me off here, so just let me try to get this out. First of all, Jesus, I hear you and I'm listening, Lord. I am listening, Lord. Second of all, I want to thank my beautiful wife. I would have never changed my life without you. I'd have ended up dead or in jail. I'd have killed myself if it wasn't for you and Jesus. I thank you for that. I thank you for my label, Broken Bow, Country Radio, baby. What's up, dog? Oh, Republic, John Manili, we did it, baby. There was a time in my life, y'all, that I was broken. That's why I wrote this album. I didn't think I had a chance, y'all. There was days that I thought the darkest things. I was a horrible human. There was a moment in my life that all I had was a Bible this big and a radio the same size and a 6x8 foot cell. And I believed that those two things could change my life. I believed that.
Would you be willing to comment on what's going on in our country right now?
I don't really. So this is the truth. And I'm glad somebody asked, because I love talking about this stuff when people care to hear my opinion. But so I can tell you that people shouldn't care to hear my opinion, man. You know, I'm a dumb redneck. I haven't watched enough. I didn't have a phone for 18 months. I've had one for 4 months and don't have social media. I hate to be the artist that's that aloof, but I've become so disconnected from what's happening. And I'm just not I grew up in a house of like insane pandemonium and like I didn't even know politics were real until I was in my mid-20s in jail. Like, that's how disconnected. When you grow up in a drug addict household, you think we like have common calls about what's happening in world politics? Like, we're just trying to find a way to survive, man, you know? And I have a lot to say about it, and I'm going to in the next week, and everybody's going to hear exactly what I have to say about it in the most loud and clear way I've ever spoken in my life. So I look forward to it.
Would you be willing?
Why don't you die? Beneath this mask, there is more than flesh. Beneath this mask, there is an idea, Mr. Creedy. And ideas are bulletproof.